As we started to look into it and I did my homework on Bird Boot Camp, one of the first things that hit me was the fact that you and Morgan were high school sweethearts.
And you guys are as well, yes?
Yeah.
How many times did she say no before she finally started to like you living across the street?
The Burn journey has been good to us. I mean, I think that, it's a lot of hard work. The more we looked at the playbook of Burn, we just fell in love with it more and more. It just seemed to fit.
Burn is not easy, but you can do hard things. I always say that.
Injury, I said, did she say 63 or did she say because of injury?
I love the kids hanging out the window, and I tell my kids, hey, cheer me on when I'm dying and they're in my face and it's red. Just be like, you got this, Mom.
And hopefully that's what our team is feeling too. You know, Don and Cheryl really care about people.
Burn Nation, welcome to the podcast, everybody. You are live with us here in San Marcos, California, and I have a very special treat for you today. This is the Proud Tour, and we are still sweating from the camp at 8:30 and 9:30. I have Don, Cheryl, Perrier here. I have Allie here. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because they have something they want to share about their history, about their biography, about how it all came together, about the magic of this place. And I'm gonna dig into your relationship, your business relationship, your love for fitness. I'm going to dig into your background, and we have a special connection back in Charlotte with a special person that I'm going to tease so everybody stays around and waits for. And as we go through this conversation, you know, Burn Nation is so inspired by the stories of Burn Nation, and especially as AI commoditizes information, the podcast is no longer about like do this and do that and do that. You could chat GPT all the answers that I could give you on a podcast, and so it's very story driven, as you guys have come to fall in love with, really. And the feedback has been amazing on the Proud Tour. You've got a captive audience here. Don, Cheryl, listen, this is your stage, and you know, Burn Nation is listening. There are 10 to 20,000 people listening to this right now. So no pressure, okay? No pressure, no. But, you know, we have such a good relationship that this will be an easy conversation to have. And I wanted to get it started by just some bio. So we'll do some quick bio so that the audience can get to know you a little bit more. And then I'll just keep pulling threads on your story as we go for maybe, Jordan, an hour or so, about an hour or so. And so if there is if you stall out on any of your stories, we're gonna fill the space for you. Don't worry. Burn Nation, you're just in for a treat. I'm gonna give it up to you, Don, first, and we'll kind of just go right down the line here. Thank you guys for being here, sharing your time on the Burn Boot Camp podcast, and I'm gonna get that mic right there for you, Don, and we are gonna hear from you first.
All right, Devan. Well, thank you, and thank you for choosing Burn Boot Camp San Marcos for the Proud Tour. Such an honor to have you and your team here.
Can I tell you why real quick before you go into your story?
Yeah.
Because I looked at your numbers and obviously we have a great relationship and we can share texts and all that stuff along the way, but I looked at your numbers and I'm like, 500 in 1 year? That's exactly what we want Burn Nation. 500 members in 1 year. That's what we want Burn Nation to be. That's the standard. And so I wanted to see what you were doing, learn from you, and also just share how proud we are.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you again. So as far as my history, right, I've been in corporate IT executive my whole career, still am, and still working. And as Cheryl and I approached semi-retirement, I don't see us retiring fully for another 5 or so years. So we got to have something to keep us busy. So I started to look at, investments. Where could my money, our money, work? And maybe better than it was in the stock market at the time. So we looked at options, the typical other franchises, that are out there, pet stores, whatever, soccer camps, and so on. And it's just so happened our daughter came home and said, "Hey, I just came from Burn Boot Camp Poway, right? Poway," and she started to share some of the culture and what Burn had to offer, and that was just that was the start for us to start to look into it. But I guess as we started to look into it and I did my homework on Bird Boot Camp, one of the first things that hit me was the fact that you and Morgan were high school sweethearts, right? And Cheryl and I.
True story, Burn Nation, if you don't know. And you guys are as well, yes?
Yeah, I'll turn it over to Cheryl. But Cheryl and I lived across the street from each other. Went through school, college, so there's not much, I don't think, that we don't know about.
Here's
about
the real
each other.
question. How many times did she say no before she finally started to like you living across the street? Who was chasing who here? That's
Well, okay, well, that is a funny story.
I want to hear
Because
we
do you
got it
wanna
today.
tell it? I mean, we started dating, if you do that at fifth grade, yes. And then I thought I was some hotshot, made the junior high basketball team, I guess, and I thought I was hot stuff, and so that's not really why. I don't know what happened, but
And then you started storing points on the floor, and Cheryl's like, "Oh, I guess he's kind of cute now."
Anyways, we got back together in
Okay.
10th grade or something.
All right,
Going into 10th grade.
okay,
Been together since.
all right.
So-
Let's pick up where he left
So
off.
during the time that we were broken up, he had a girlfriend for about a week.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had a couple of boyfriends, but then,
That's how it goes. It's puppy love. It's not, you're allowed. You're
yeah.
allowed.
And then we got back together at band camp in the summer before 10th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you like me? I like you. Those kind of. And
Will
we
you be
got
my
back together.
GF?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Right.
Got it.
Right. And
And
now,
look at you now. You're
look
here.
at us now. Yeah. I'd say that the burn journey has been good to us. I mean, I think that it's a lot of hard work, but we have been married for 44 years, and
It's incredible. Can we give it up for a nation? Let's go. 44 years.
44
We're
years.
trying to be married for 44 years.
Yes, same.
And so then I think that is a good key to that is we have the communication. I mean, he started looking into this, and I've always been in fitness. I've personal trained and taught aerobics, and in fact, some of the community here wants me to teach an aerobic class. And I've always been a marathon runner, half marathon runner, always into the fitness industry. And so then when he started playing around with the idea of owning a gym, I'm like, okay, I could get on board with that. And the more we looked at the playbook of Burn, we just fell in love with it more and more. It just seemed to fit with our family, our kids. They're all into fitness, and it just seemed to fit. So that's where we are. And I'm now, we went to school together. But I was a paralegal, and now I'm a nurse.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
I
And
transitioned.
don't-
So I'm
you're
always taking care of people.
always taking care of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to say something.
Well, again, how my career I'm in the IT services industry, so it is a service, right? And we don't have products; it's all about the people, right? And so much of what Burn is about is the services you provide and the people that's on the team, and so that's always kind of resonated with me as well as we kind of looked at our options.
And Allie, you have such a interesting story. Our backgrounds kind of cross over, and I would love for Burn Nation to hear about you, a quick bio on you, and yeah, obviously you have a great social media following, how that came all to be, how you connected with these guys, and how the world is just such a small world when you are surrounding yourself with people that are on the same frequency, the same energy, the same trajectory, the same mission. How did this all come to be from your perspective?
Yes. Hi, Burn Nation. I'm so excited to be here. I love these people. So my background, Devin, I was actually a D1 athlete. I was raised by those incredible humans over there, married 54 years, both D1
I
athletes.
want to be married 54 years. Let's go.
All my brothers are D1 athletes. That's like all we knew, right? It's just to work hard and work harder. And I ended up being a pediatric ICU nurse at the same hospital that Cheryl works at. Had a 1-pound miracle baby, almost died in childbirth. They said I was not going to make it. Neither was my baby. And I told the Lord at that time, if you give me a second chance at life, I'm going to do something big with this. Because I was only 31 years old. I had lived a pretty great life before that. I ended up in business, and I built a business from 0 to multiple 7 figures, found a passion for helping moms to stay home with their kids and be able to do whatever they wanted to do, which landed me into circles with Brookie Thomas, Jill DeGreen, Ronnie Morgan is like your beautiful wife, close to all them. And I kept hearing this thing about Burn Boot Camp. I'm like, who are these Burn people? I was at a competitive gym for a long time, and I loved it. And then lo and behold, that you guys started coming to my sponsored feed. So yeah, I build a lot of social media. That's how I built my first business, and my second business is through social media. And there's a Burn Boot Camp coming to San Marcos, and I'm San Marcos. I'm like, where are you guys coming? And sure enough, I was training for a half marathon, and I see their cute little sign on the door. I'm like, I'm going to pray over these people. I don't know who they are, but if they're owners, they're going to need some prayers. And so I told Gilda and Ronnie and Rookie, I'm like, there's a burn coming to my backyard. I'm like, I'm going to go support these people. So I came for day one, grand opening, still paying a membership down the street for someone else in contract. And that's the first time we got to meet. And I just loved the energy and excitement. I'd never been in something that was really so like community focused. And I met Cheryl right away. And she's like, I'm a nurse. I'm like, you're going to need my help. I've been doing some biz for 13 years. I can help you. She's like, yes, please. But the community here is just phenomenal. Like from the second you guys opened your doors, it just brought in the right people. San Marcos is an awesome, awesome community itself. But then to bring people together with fitness and a lifestyle of health, that's always been role modeled. I'll talk about this more, but her and Lauren work out together. They're both total bosses. Like when I'm in their classes, I'm like, let's go, ladies. My mom's going to be 79 next month. She still crushes it, can do chin-ups. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't put me to shame. I brought them right when you opened your doors. I brought both my parents. They're from Chicago. They're here visiting right now, but they both came to the camp and they're like, we like this. This is great. So I'm just so grateful to be here and to be a part of what they're doing. And I do podcasts too, so this is second nature. And Cheryl's like, "You're coming." I'm like, "No, you got this." She's like, "No, you do this though." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, the story of Brooke Thomas is really good. Brooke is an important person in my life, not only from a like personal perspective, but a business and networking perspective as well. And Brooke and I met. Gosh, she was one of the first like business people I ever met after I got done playing baseball. I was just a baseball player, And Brooke said, "Hey, you started this little parking lot burn boot camp thing. You're going to need to like partner up with a supplement company." And at the time I was looking for an opportunity to partner with a supplement company. I couldn't find anything that I believed in. I've always been, how'd you say, not PhD level, but I've always just been really interested in the science of nutrition. And so I knew what I was kind of talking about even back then. And so Brooke and I met at a local Starbucks at Birkdale Village. Shout out to Birkdale Village in Lake Norman, North Carolina. For those of you that know Birkdale, Brooke and I sat in the Starbucks and we became business partners then with the Shackley Company. And this was before Burn Nutrition. And so, I helped Shackley build the fitness specific nutrition plan and the rest is history. We're no longer with Shackley because we have Burn Nutrition now, but that was the original, the original connection, and how we have a bond now is through Brooke, through Gilda. Through Brooke, I met Gilda Green, who Gilda's on the podcast, by the way, just a few episodes back. Jordan, what episode is that? If you could shout that out to me at some point. 39, episode 39, Gilda Green, Emily Edwards, Gilda and her husband, Chris, own a couple locations. Emily partnered with them for a third location. Heather and Joe Hirsch live up in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're multi-unit franchise owners. We were all the like Shackley crew back in the day. We went on a cruise together, a Shackley cruise, and I told them what we were going to franchise, and they ended up becoming like some of our first franchisees and also most successful, most diligent. They're just incredible people. And and then you guys show up in our lives years later, and we've got a lot of history all together. And now we're excited to share that, Don, with you, Cheryl, with you, with your family, with Lauren, Brandon, your whole team here. There's been everybody I've met has had some handprint or footprint on this place so far. And I'd just like you to talk about that a little bit. How, you're going into a new business. You're somebody that has an astute career. You're in leadership your whole life. And now you are paying the bills, the legal responsibilities are yours. You step over onto that other side, in which you're not on payroll anymore, but maybe you are, but you're now writing checks, right? Now you're writing the payroll checks. And just talk to me about that evolution for you. Why was that scary? How was that not scary? And what was your thought process? How was Cheryl a support system through all of that? And, just wherever your head goes within that confine of
I
things.
set my timer so that the payroll goes in on time.
There we go.
Every Friday, Thursday.
Yeah, I think there was one time I'm like, I forgot to submit payroll. Not good. It is. To your point, Devin, it is definitely different, right? Even corporate America, but even though it's a small business. There is a different aspect to it, but also a lot of there are the similarities. The what's been critical for us is getting the right team, and luckily, thankfully, we were able to get Alexis on our team. She had prior experience at Poway. It was years ago, I think, prior to COVID. Is that right? But it was just great. She's very plugged into the Burn system, and so we didn't have that hurdle, right? A brand new gym without that type of person that has the exposure has even a higher challenge, a more difficult challenge. But that's been a blessing for us. But it is the team for sure. Like I said, this is a services industry, and you got to make sure you have the right people. And just to reiterate what Burn operating system, and you guys push the right people in the right seats, and we've had to make some adjustments with that. And I think as long as people are accepting of what the issues were and willing to adjust, things will work out. So, but there is the aspects of the early startup. We've been 13 months, but there is that phase where you're kind of questioning, is this going to happen, right?
Says all entrepreneurs that have ever existed, for sure.
But, we follow the system, we follow the playbook, don't deviate from that. And frankly, month over month, we've hit, growing revenue. So thank you to, the team. Thank you to the Burn community here. Couldn't happen without their word of mouth and spreading the news on the gym being in the area. But again, month over month, we've continued to grow from the first founding members at 100. Then we hit the 200, breaking even by month 4 or 5, and now we're shooting for the 500. So it's just very, very exciting.
Hey, that's amazing. Congratulations on your success so far, and much more to come. Cheryl, when Lauren came home and from Poway and was like, "Hey, I think you guys, I know you're looking into investment opportunities. This is the one you should look at." What was your emotions at that?
Funny story.
If you don't mind holding the mic to your.
I didn't know anything about Burn. I just knew that she went, and I was in my own era of just running marathons, half marathons, and I have a gym at home, and I'd work out in my gym, and I'd follow some programs, and that's all I knew. So then when I knew she was going, but I didn't know the aspect of what Burn was all about. And then we signed on the dotted line, and I hadn't even been to a camp yet. That's the.
Well, she shared the child watch.
Yes,
Right?
she talked about the child watch, and when I was in the fitness industry teaching aerobics, I worked at a gym that, because I ran the aerobic program, I told my boss that we needed a child care, and he was like, I don't know, if they don't use it, you're going to lose it, and I pushed for it, and he opened it up, and my kids, when they were younger, all hung over the side of the door.
That's a great move. Just put your kids in there. I'm using it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and the members used it, and they really fell in love with it. So when I heard Burn has free child watch, I was like, well, this is really what we need, because I have 7 grandchildren now, and they've all used our child watch.
Yeah.
So then I went to camps, and then I got hooked, and I did my 250 camps last year. So
let's go. Let's go.
She was like the first. She was like the first on that
First
board,
on there, yeah.
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Practicing what she preaches. That's right.
Exactly.
Let's go, owner.
And fitness
Yeah.
has always been part of my life. And my parents, they were, in fitness, always cross-country skiing or biking or something. And my mom, I did jazzercise with my mom when we were younger. So, that's been my exposure to Burn, was when my daughter came home and said, "Why don't you guys try a franchise with Burn?"
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. She was that starter,
Right,
that
and
key
she's
turn.
she's very important to us now. In the with she does our social media,
Yep.
and our apparel and all that kind of.
And so, Allie, we as a business owner, as an entrepreneur yourself, your member here. How has Burn impact in the community? Made changes for you from because you've been in the community before Burn and now with Burn. I would just be interested in how being a part of this community, being close with these two, has really changed anything, like your perspective on health and fitness, your energy that you have to run your family, your business. Maybe you could sprinkle in a little bit more about what you do specifically and tell us how Burn has impacted your life in a positive way.
Yes. Well, Cheryl's goals, by the way, you can see her. Okay, she walks the walk, and she was the first at 250 camps, and I'm a competitive D1 athlete. So I'm like, Cheryl beat me to 250 camps. What's wrong with me? Where am I at, right? Like, then she shared with me Burn on Demand. I was like, I'm not doing enough Burn on Demand. And I was traveling a lot for work. So I'm a business coach. I help women increase their revenue with retention and relationship equity. And so I like Brooke Thomas. So that's how Brooke and I came together. We run similar masterminds with really high-level women. And I love pressing the needle. I love pushing people off the cliff. I'm like, girlfriend, you're going to fly. Let's go. And I think all of these different things, you showed up, now show up. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. All the quotes are like what I tell my clients. So I come in here, I'm like, yo, we say the same things around here, and I feel it's putting yourself, I always leave and I'll do Instagram stories for them. And I'll say, you know what? This is not going to be as hard as my sales call today. Okay, people, we're going to survive. If you still survived MetCon or ACon, you can do whatever you want, and it's going to be easier. And Cheryl was laughing the other day. I'm coaching my 7-figure leaders. I have my Burn bootcamp shirt. I threw a blazer on because I was running hot from class straight into a Zoom. And my daughter looks at me and she goes, did you know you were wearing your Burn bootcamp shirt and you put a blazer on and go, yes, ma'am?
She's showing it up.
I was showing it up. I'm like,
leisure.
Yeah. I put in the work, right? And I think one thing I love to follow leaders that really walk the walk. They don't talk the talk. And I think in 2026, we're looking for those leaders that truly do what they say they're going to do. And for me, it's what I do behind closed doors. Right? It's what they do behind closed doors. And you can trust a lot more when you see that people, they take care of their nutrition, they take care of their health, they take care of their mental health. I know that they're going to be the coach that I wanted. That's why I hired Brooke Thomas. Why? She walks the walk. Mm-hmm. Right? It's really what we do behind closed doors. But what I see in Burn here is I see all walks and stages of life. You see the mommy that's like, I can't do another burpee. I'm like, sure, certainly you can. Mm-hmm. Certainly you showed up. Now, show up. Right. And I think we all encourage each other, and no one feels like you have to be this, fit Lauren and Cheryl. You're going to come here and you can become that, but you're going to put in the work to do it. And I think in this community, it's a more laid-back community. San Diego, we're a little more chill, right? But when you get in here and you're like, oh, wait, no, they're going to make me work. And Leah on the mic will be like, is that a PR weight? Are we modifying for injury today?
She knows exactly how to talk to you, doesn't she?
She does.
She gets right, but I love that. I want that. I want to be 1% better every single day. Why is Atomic Habits like the book, the podcast? Because if you can get 1% better every day, after a year, you're unrecognizable. And so we're at 13 months together, and I see myself stronger than I've ever been. And I've been training my whole life, right? Mm-hmm. But I see myself a lot stronger. I see myself a lot more consistent in things that I want to do. I love challenges. So I love the 250 in my face. Like, am I going to get to 250 and who's going to hit it first? I love the nutrition. I'm a caramel macchiato girl. Like, when you guys discontinue that, I'm going to come to your house.
Did you ever try cookies and cream? Did you ever try that?
Of course.
Oh, so good.
Of course, but caramel macchiato is better.
That's your jam? Okay.
It's my jam.
We'll have to talk about that.
I leave with Tubs.
That's Protein Wars.
We got to talk about Protein Wars. But I think, it's really what you put in your mouth. I mean, I just told Lauren the other day, I said, okay, how do we get this after our third child? I've had 4 babies and 4 C-sections, and there's no excuses for letting yourself go. My mom said, you better always fit in this wedding dress because your husband married you this way. Don't let yourself go. And I share that on my podcast, and people are like, your mom is bold. I'm like, but she also looks like that at 79. Like, success leaves clues. I don't want to let myself go. Then she buys me my first pair of scrubs, and she goes, don't you dare ever fit into these. What? Fill these things out. And I was like, but you get donuts and all the junk at the hospital, and then we're like the epitome of health, and we're throwing that down?
Right.
No. So I think it's just been a blessing all around. I love moms. I love the kids hanging out the window, looking at mommies. And I tell my kids, like, hey, cheer me on when I'm dying and they're in my face and it's red. Like, just be like, you got this, Mom. And so I tell my kids all the time, hey, I do burn for you. My kid's 6 now. My baby is 6, and he still wants to be carried like he's 2. Right? So I'm like, praise God. When I come to arm day, I'm like, lift a little heavier so Jake doesn't feel like a load.
Right.
So yeah.
You played college sports?
Played college volleyball.
What sport? College volleyball.
Yeah, okay. University of Minnesota.
Did you have? Oh, congratulations! That's a big school.
It is
awesome school. I played with a lot of baseball players from there back in the Northwoods League. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that, but it's like a college summer league. That's kind of like, people know Cape Cod. It's like another league, and I've spent a lot of time in around those nice guys. But this is a question for you, but I'm gonna stage it through your answer. So you are a Division I, Big Ten college volleyball player. You don't get there unless you have a whole life of volleyball. You don't get there unless you have a whole life of sport, great core values, great family, great parents leading you down the right path. But inevitably that ends at some point and you're no longer a college volleyball player. The answer to this question, I want you two to then elaborate on her answer. What void, describe the void that college sports left here. And then I'm sure there's many things over the years that you've tried to, satisfy that need, that human desire to be a part of a community and part of a team toward a mission. And I know you do that in your business, and I know you do that with what Brooke does with her masterminds. Did Burn Boot Camp help you fill some of that void, that vibe where you're in the weight room with your college teammates and you're just getting after it and it's everybody's high-fiving and everybody's on the same page? Do you get college vibes like I do from Burn and our programming and all that? And then Dawn, how does that feel to you guys, to have provided an experience like that?
Yeah, 1,000%. So I went to University of Minnesota because my cousin Jack Hanahan signed with the baseball team. He then got recruited by the Detroit Tigers, left after year 2. I'm like, this is a 4-year deal, buddy. We signed up together. You're leaving. And he's like, yeah, but you're smarter than me and I'm going to make more money in MLB. So we're good. I love you, Jack, but go baseball players that can have that transition out. But for me, when I came to Burn, it was exactly that. I had been in a competitive gym for a long time and it didn't bring in that like University of Minnesota, we're in the weight room and we're going to die vibes. I actually won the award for, what did you guys give me? Like, brings just here for the vibe, just here for the vibe. Yeah.
The walking vibe check.
I always tell everyone, like, hey, just be here for your attitude. Everything else is a benefit. Like, just be here for your attitude. And I'm a high five girl. I might smack the booty sometimes. I try to keep it high five, Devin. I know the energy behind all that.
You can do that. I can't.
Yeah. No. But I love being a champion of women and I love being a champion of other people and just saying, hey, we can do this. Let's do it together. And I think being a D1 athlete, you get that every single day, 6 a.m., suicide sprints, and you're only as good as your last player. And I feel that here, you're only as good as the last player. So if someone in the end of camp isn't holding the weight and we're going longer, like you have to be next to that person and be like, no, you got this. I know you feel like you can't, but you're going to push again and you're going to be better because of it. And I think Burn Boot Camp, out of all the places that I've ever worked out, truly feel like that college environment of we're all in this together. We're all going to do it. We're all going to get better. We ask each other like, hey, what camps are you coming to? The 515 is the best.
Rooster Crew.
They're hard.
We're hard. And it's funny because sometimes I'll pick up weights and I'll look over there. I'm like, dang it, she's doing 40s. All right. So I go grab the 40s, because you don't want to be left behind. But iron sharpens iron. And it's just like such a great environment. I tell them all the time, I said, you know what? You could get quantity or you could have quality. And you are blessed beyond measure to have both. They have quality here and they have the quantity. And so it's just a super fun place to break a sweat. Every day, 6 days a week.
With a smile on your face, right? And so, you hear that and you hear an elite level athlete and we're providing that environment to help fill that void. We're also showing people that for the very first time ever in their entire life, that there is a community and a mission orientation around physical activity. And so where does your head go? Like, how does that sit with you? Where does that land?
Well, I mean, in just talking through that, and Cheryl and I know we're not probably the typical franchise partner, right? If you look at the profile of the franchise partner, it's probably not your 60-ish, entering their semi-retirement. So Cheryl and I kind of joke that, a lot of the franchise partners have had a transformation through Burn, right? And that's what's motivated them to, the whole team, the franchise development, most of those people have gone through some sort of transformation through Burn. And Cheryl and I are going through the transformation now.
Yeah.
I mean, to some extent, right? Maybe much of it was a business decision initially, although we knew the value that we were going to bring. And it's now that we're in it, right? Yeah, we grind it out day by day, doing those grunt work things that we need to do. But then we see those Google reviews come through, right? And the tears that come to our eyes.
Let it rip.
Oh, does anyone have my cell phone? Can I read some of the reviews?
But we have pushed it to get the reviews, and it is emotional. It's transformational for us to see what we've created, and for us to be able to come to the gym, see the floor packed, people excited, and so that's been a void for us. That's where we got.
I'm gonna read some of those
Okay.
and because I want to jerk your tears. That's my habit of this
I think
podcast.
a lot of it too, though. And when I come in and I'm on the floor, I just look around and I absorb all the people and all that. They're working hard, and the term "burn besties" is definitely a thing. People have gotten their burn besties here. I mean, I never knew what that actually meant, but I see people, and I was just talking to someone today, and I said, "Did you guys meet here?" And she's like, "Yeah," and we meet each other here to work out. Like, when are you coming? When are you? So it's definitely a term that I grew to love, because I see a lot of them friendships forming, and they go out and they go to brunch, and we have run club. Our lead trainer Carrie leads run club on Sundays, the first and last Sunday of the month, and that it's just a meeting that they crave to come here and see each other, and it brings
happy
us,
place.
yeah,
They
it brings
follow
a smile to my face to see everyone happy. And we were talking about PR week, and when people PR, we ring a cowbell. They run to the front and they ring a cowbell, and and everybody cheers them on, and so it just has been a lot of fun in that aspect.
So Allie, being here, you know about Burn far before this location opened, right?
You got it.
We go back with each other quite a ways. You and Morgan have done some work together. You and Brooke, obviously. You and Gilda, and you guys are all super powerful, inspiring women, and I'm so honored to be a part of your little group. Although there's some of your events I'm not allowed to be a part of because
Girls only.
women focused. But I'll just sit on the sidelines and work on my phone on the beach or something while you guys are doing your seminars. But it's been such an incredible thing that Morgan's been a part of. So she grew up in Bern, and is all of her connections and friends and everything is Bern. So Brooke was and what Brooke was building and is building with Queen Stable and things she's working on, that was Morgan's, she went outside of her comfort zone to then go connect with other women. Yeah. And I was just wondering, because it seems like that is really your world, and then you come in to burn into our world a little bit. And, obviously you're intentionally surrounding yourself with community and inspiration. Has there been a friend, a burn sister, a group of women that come to the 515 camp that, you otherwise wouldn't know, or that you're super grateful for? Just talk a little bit about what that dynamic has been like, being somebody who is connected in greater circles, and then coming into Burn, and how was it different, and how was it the same?
Yes. I mean, accountability is everything. Accountability. And if you don't have accountability in your life, you're not going to be committed to doing the thing that you said you're going to do, because it's stinking hard. Burn is not easy, but you can do hard things. I always say that. So our 515 crew, it's a bunch of professionals. If you're going to wake up at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday, you're weird, right? To the rest of the world, people think we're crazy. Well, same with business women. We get up at 4 a.m. I did a deal the other day at 4:23 a.m. and my dad goes, "What time zone you working?" I'm like, "Right here, baby." Just signed a new contract. But I think when you get with like-minded people, you attract like-minded meetings. So yes, I didn't know anyone at Burn when I got here. Again, I was at the neighborhood gym down here, so I know everyone there. 0 people here, and they're like, "What do you think you're doing?" I even brought material here, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing with that stuff?" I'm like, no, I'm good. We have an amicable relationship, but when I came here and met these 515 girlies, I got pushed so hard that even when I come to 8:30 or 9:30 to see my Cheryl and my Lauren, I'm like, man, I miss my girls, because I know we're going to lift heavier. We're not going to talk. We're going to have to get to work. We're it's a different, it's young moms that kind of come to socialize a little more in the later camps.
That's why there tends to be a little bit more talking at the 8:30, 9:30
Yes.
camps. And us as trainers, we got to be like, "I'll wait."
Yeah.
I loved what you said to Leah. I'll wait.
Yeah.
But 515, it's we come and get stuff done. We come here, we're going to work hard, we're going to sweat. We're not going to make excuses. We're going to be better because of it. And so all of these people are new to me, and all of them are so valuable to me. I literally, when I come into camp, it's I come to see them and I come to work hard. And when I won the High Vibes Award, they said, you unanimously amongst hundreds of people were the person that oh no, she brings the energy. She comes for fun. She's, the cheerleader of the whole camp, the things. But I'm well, I get that from other people too. There's several girls
Pass on the energy.
Yes, that now we're like, oh no, this is how we do it, right? We don't have to be serious. We can be fun. We can get to work, but let's be championing everyone and high five everything. I high five all day.
Nice.
I mean, you can't stop high fiving me. Like, just we're gonna stop. You're gonna high five, even if they don't want to. They like look at you. They're like, yeah, that's Allie. We'll do it.
You're gonna high five like the grocery store attendant and the gas station clerk, and see somebody wearing burn gear in the store now, like hit that high five.
Always.
I
It's
love
contagious.
It. Yeah,
It is.
It definitely is. Well, I can. I've known about you. We've never really gotten a chance to like get to know each other really well, and I'm glad we are. Because you fit right into the Burn Weekend energy and you're leading it, and we appreciate. I know that Don and Cheryl as owners appreciate that, value that, are so grateful for that leadership and that energy. And so, because obviously every group of people has natural leaders that put themselves in that position. We always say leadership is a choice and not a title. And it's because of your attitude and your effort and the belief systems that you have, the controllables, right? That that's why that award is yours. And it's a little thing and it's a fun thing, but it's also like there's a serious undertone of like your leadership is so valuable here. And so what does it mean to you to have a member who's also helping from a business coaching perspective? What does it mean to have her in here helping lead the community as well as be a part of the business side?
I love when I see Allie here. She comes up and gives me a big hug and says, "Hi, gorgeous."
She is.
But it means a lot because I know that she's a well-respected person, and the people in this community, they all know you. But it also means a lot to me when I can just touch base with her. And I've never been in a leadership position. I mean, I'm a nurse. I've been bedside for 20 some years, and I've not had to be the HR person. And so now I am, and I come to her and I'm like, I have this issue. How would you handle this? And a lot of times now I'm thinking, what would Allie do? When something comes up, I'm like, so what would Allie do about this? And she's a great source to touch base with, even in passing. I mean, we stood back there talking for, 10, 15 minutes about something I was, going through, and she's always willing to help in that way. So it's nice to have her willing to help and in our community and just spreading the love.
Well, I can see it in your eyes how much you value the relationship that you guys have. And Don, as you watch that unfold, and you're never going to be a burn sister, Don. You're going to be a burn brother, all right? Hopefully you're okay with that. We're never going to be burn sisters, okay? But we got our burn bros. But what is your reaction when you see such a instrumental relationship forming and unfolding in front of you, women supporting women in a world that otherwise doesn't champion that?
Yeah, and Cheryl's right. Her position as a nurse is more of an individual performer, type. I come, IT executive. I've
Can you give a little background on that, like a little bit more, like
of IT executive?
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, so I've been with a number of companies that provide IT services as a outsourcing. So. Companies that want to turn over their IT, they don't want to run their IT. Typically, they'll keep the CIO, but they'll outsource all the rest of it.
That was a question for me, by the way. Sorry if you guys didn't care about Don's IT experience. I think it's fascinating.
So I've been in a leadership role and have dealt with a lot of the issues. I think it's good for Cheryl to hear it from someone else, right?
He can't coach me.
Now we're getting to the bottom of it. Now we're getting somewhere. The reality is, yeah.
Yeah, so I do. It's great, and I know that she does appreciate the relationship she's built with Allie, and so it's very valuable for us.
Okay, so let's move into team chemistry. Let's talk about the importance of building. You mentioned earlier, right people, right seats. I know you're a champion of the Burn operating system, which is our operational infrastructure. Every location and HQ together run on the same exact language. The center piece of community is communicate. And without common language, then you don't have a community. And so at the franchise partner level, there was once a time prior to the pandemic, and Allie, you'll definitely have references to this very clearly and quickly. every success was happening, and all of the things that weren't going well were masked by the success. And then 2021 hit, 2021 hit, and it exposed all the weaknesses of the brand. Thankfully, there was not existential weaknesses. But there was an operational infrastructure missing, the Burn operating system. I'm just giving context here. And we spent 2 years building the Burn operating system, which is largely responsible for what you call the playbook. And our most successful locations follow the playbook. Right people, right seats is a part of that Burn operating system. It's a principle. It says, you need the right people on the right, you've heard this analogy before, the right people on the right seats, on the right bus, with the right steering wheel, with the windshield wipers on, going the right direction. Like, all of the things have to be aligned. But the most important one in a service-based business where people first is everything is the chemistry of your team. So as leaders, I'm posing a macro question so that you can take it wherever you'd like to. We'll start here and go this way. And you can feed off each other too, but as a leader, what are some principles to control the chemistry, get the right people in the right seats, and have a thriving team? Where do you go right? Where do you go wrong? Loaded
question. Where is my team? Are they behind this wall? Are they behind the wall? Behind me?
Right. You're listening. They're sitting on top of our set here.
I think that what I think we've had to kind of remind ourselves is that we've been around a while, Cheryl and I.
Us.
Cheryl. And our team, they're relatively, young, right? I mean, they're new to the workforce. They're new to working with others. And I think what Cheryl and I try to bring, right? One is, the whole value system, people, authenticity, integrity, and results. We try to bring that every day through our actions. But I think what tends to come across for Cheryl and I is people. We're people first, and our employees are first, for us. And we'll make decisions that might weigh more on the people side. That's just our nature, right? And I think there are times when our team members might weigh more to the results, right? Meaning, and what I mean by that is someone's not doing this, we need to get rid of them. And Cheryl and I are like, no, let's settle down, right? Let's figure out why it's not working. Let's do some of the coaching, but there's still an opportunity. If someone really wants to be in that seat, we need to give them the opportunity. And if it doesn't work out, it's just not going to work out. But so I think there's some of that value systems that Cheryl and I bring. We do way more, even on the member side. We'll weigh more to satisfying a member than the finances or whatever. It's going to be our nature. And hopefully that's what our team is feeling too. Don and Cheryl really care about people. And that's what we try to bring. And we have to understand that they may not have had all the experiences that we've had. Does that help?
In the workforce, yeah. Yeah. I think that plays a big role because, we've made decisions that they don't like, not all of them, but there's things that they don't agree with, and we'll go back and forth. We'll listen to what they have to say, and then, we'll compromise. We don't necessarily, our way is the only way. We're open to listening to suggestions and why they think the way that they are, and it's not a one-way street. We have them give us their feedback, and I think we have the right people in the right seats right now. We're feeling pretty good about it. Yeah.
My experience this morning was incredible. I mean, Leah at 8:30 on the mic, absolutely killed it. Right after that, I'm like nervous because I've got all these butterflies. I'm trained like 15,000 camps. There's no reason I should have butterflies, but I care. And that's number one. And probably more importantly, Leah is a dream come true for me because I walked into your gym 2,000 miles away from where I live, and she was better than I could ever be. And as a leader, so a principle for me is when I was a lead trainer at the original gym at Huntersville, I had a trainer turnover problem. It wasn't because I was letting people go. It's because they were too good to work for me.
No.
And so they were just too good. Like I was like, I'm gonna shelter you. Like I'm gonna be that umbrella over you if you don't go. If you don't. So this is Matt Morris, who's now our VP of fitness. This is
great.
Ashley Beasley, who's our lead trainer at Lake Norman, and like she's also a dream come true because she's incredible. And Leah, I mean, it's Ashley. I can see them in each other, and it's just such an empowering feeling knowing that this is bigger than me now. It's not my training. It is them, and they're the stewards of it. And then they look at me and they're like, did I do a good job? And it just melts my heart. You know what I mean? Because they care. I realize through their reactions that I've earned that position to be revered by them, which is such a cool thing. And isn't that where you want people to get to? Yes. You want people to climb the level of leadership. It's not just about a title. Anybody can have a title. Anybody has a title. That doesn't mean respect. It actually means nothing. The toilet paper is more valuable than a title on a piece of paper because you can actually do something with it.
Thanks for that.
There we go. But then the next level is like people like you. Level 2, I got the title, people like me. And then the third level is people like me, I got the title, I get results. And then people like me, I got the title, I get results. But then I get results for other people. And once I get results for other people for long enough, now I can walk into the building, be that fifth level of leadership, which is what John C. Maxwell calls the revered leader, which the energy shifts when you walk in the room in a positive way. And so maybe that's a good topic for you to discuss or to elaborate on is, where do you see people go wrong in that ladder of leadership? And I'll stop there.
Yeah. Well, I love Mary Kay for what she built as a female entrepreneur. And she always said, I don't look at my profit and loss. I look at people and love. And I think it's so unique having a nurse. And since I was a nurse, I know exactly how she is. She's not going after the profit and loss. She's going after people and love. And so it already exudes out of her pores. So you know how she feels about you. And I think in leadership, though, it's a total different beast, right? Because now you have to be people in love, and we're going to hold a standard. We have a spirit of excellence here. We need to pull you back up there, right? We stopped over here, but we're going to come back here, and we'll make sure that we're, especially like the front, we've talked a lot.
It's exactly what you told me.
Yeah. Like, I'm a sales girl, right? I built business from zero to a lot of money because I know how to do sales. And so I was sharing with her for sales. I said, hey, your front people are your number one people, right? I need to come in here and feel like $1 million because I don't feel that way. I can fake it. Some other people are going to come in here and be like, dude, I do not want to get on that floating floor. Right. Like, why am I paying money to this place? I'm only coming because I'm in a contract to be here. But I said, when I came, Caitlin, shout out to Caitlin, there was no chance I was leaving this without signing on the dotted line for an 18-month founding member contract. Devin, I was already paying across the street and a contract. I did not need to double dip on this, right? And I'd never even known what Burn was besides Brooke and Gilda and stuff. So I'm like, I'm not so sure I'm doing it. No, yeah, you are. You're going to be a part of this community. Just go ahead and sign.
You had no choice with Brooke and Gilda in your corner.
I did not.
You might as well just give in her.
I was already wearing blue. I'm like, let's go, girls. Let's go.
You're halfway there.
I was halfway there. Yeah. But what I love specifically about the San Marcos team is how much these two care. And I've, again, been in leadership for a long time. I can tell it, right? You can tell if they're faking it, if they're here for money, they're just going to make money. You know, this is just an investment opportunity, or are we going to plant our hearts into this and into the community and build out of that love? And I mean, people feel that from the second they come in. And then how do you train your team to feel the same way, that this isn't just a job? And you can feel that people here. I'm with Leah. Leah's my girl, 515. And you know when you come in, she's like, let's go, girls. Another day. We got this, right? You already can feel the love from her. When I hit my first 50, Rebecca had pom-poms out. She knew it'd be like a non-negotiable for Allie to have everyone in pom-poms and everyone cheering and make the tunnel. And I said to her afterwards, I go, you have a spirit of excellence that most people want. You knew me. You knew what would make me feel like $1 million today, and you went above and beyond to have it. It's 5:15 in the morning. She was on it. So those types of things, you can't just like teach people. It's kind of more is caught than taught. More is caught than taught. But when they exemplify that, you're going to bring in those people that want that kind of leadership, right? They want to be seen and heard. And you guys have retained everyone. I mean, the people that I came in with at day one,
a lot of them are still here.
They're here. And I think that says a lot about longevity and the long game in business.
And the one thing you told me is your members are your marketing, right?
Yes.
They're
number one.
They're the ones that are going to get more people in here and enjoy the community, and so use them to your advantage.
So I'm going to read some of the Google reviews.
Oh boy.
Oh, Dawn, here we go. Does anyone have tissues for Dawn?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna
squeeze your cheeks.
jerk some tears. But it said in jest, but I know there's been a couple times today where you've referenced the Google reviews and it's meant a lot to you. Mm-hmm. And it seems like it's all that hard work that goes into it. Sometimes the thankless hard work. And then you pull up Google one day and you're like, oh, there's 25 reviews, 5 stars. Let me read them all.
Oh.
Yeah,
And doesn't it make like every ounce of hard work worth it?
absolutely.
So I want to read some of these and just get all of your reactions. I think this will be like a good way to kind of round out the podcast. Will be just to read some of these. I'll hear your reactions, and feel free, whoever wants to take it. So Rebecca Holmes. You guys know Rebecca Holmes. Yes. I got to meet her today. She said, Burn Boot Camp in San Marcos is so amazing. The front of the house team is so friendly. The trainer team is super energetic and inspiring, and the child watch is unmatched. I joined Burn because they offered childcare, and I needed to be able to have my kids with me. It's a must for moms looking in for their health and community. I've made some great friends here, and I am in the greatest shape of my life at 40 plus and postpartum. Yay, Burn. And then she posts a picture in her San Marcos, California Burn Boot Camp shirt. And in my Burn Era hat. And she's drinking all the Kool-Aid. And we got to meet her today. How does Rebecca's comment make you feel?
We're very proud of Rebecca. She's had some, health issues in her past, and she's been coming here from the beginning. She'd love to own a Burn sometime, and she told me, if I don't own a Burn, I want to work for you guys. I said, okay, we can do that too. But yeah, she's one of our #1 fans as well, and she travels quite a bit, so she visits a lot of Burns, and she said she comes back here and she says, I just love this place.
It's the best one.
Yeah.
Best.
Let's
Well,
go.
I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, you can say it. Stand on it.
She did
Stand
say
on
that.
business. Let's go. Okay. Burn Boot Camp is not just the gym. This community has been the only thing to motivate, uplift, and inspire me to reach heights never reached before, plus my full potential. If you're someone who's intimidated, self-conscious, feeling motivated that this gym will change your life, the best part of camp is showing up. Every trainer is welcoming and encouraging, and they truly care about your goals, and they push you beyond your limits. You are strong and capable of anything. Never say never. Reactions.
It's good. That's good.
I'll tell you what stuck out to me. What stuck out to me was the last sentence, because she goes from giving a review to preaching and a call to action for other people. So in this one comment, Burns changed my life, and it's going to change yours too. And she is a steward of this gym by saying, you are strong and capable of anything. Never say never. So she's like reaching back out to the community and saying, you
need to be here.
got this. And you're, and to me that says, this is Fatima. You know, Fatima. Okay. So Fatima has to have a significant confidence to be able to say that. And we always say that Burn isn't a fitness company that sells memberships, but Burn is a marketing company that sells confidence. That says it right there, doesn't it?
Right.
That confidence. You're a confident woman. Like, you're definitely confident, and Burns made you a touch more confident. How so? Like, what's the one thing in the gym that, you're like, oh yeah, like maybe had a touch of doubt, and then I did it. Was it weights? Was it a pull-up? Like, was there an exercise?
Oh man, it's definitely the chin up. So my husband and I just went through this like crazy for our 16th wedding anniversary. I asked him to do this health protocol with me, which was pretty amazing, with Energized Health. They're in Brooks Community, Chelsea Jubilee. And my husband all of a sudden has this 6-pack, and he's like ripped, and he's looking at every label, and he's scanning everything. And the kids are like, what happened to Dad? Wait, like, he's becoming you. And I was like, no, this is all for you guys. At the end of the day, we want to role model to you, just like my parents did to me, health in first position. Health equals wealth. And if we're not doing it, then people say, I'll die for my kids. Why not live for your kids? Why not be the 46-year-old mom that's like running a half marathon with your kids? Why not be throwing the ball harder than they can? Like I love sports. I think there's so much, that we can teach our kids through it. And so I think one of the biggest things that we missed here, and they'll probably say it, but their trainers know every name on the floor, Devan. There's 70 people. I'm good with names. I'll make sure I do. I'm like, how did they just rip all these new names on this 69 special? And these people just walked in the door. Like, how do they know this? They make people feel seen. And that is like such a key in a community for sure. So yeah. That's no joke. They should have more reviews. They don't ask us enough for reviews, so I'll help you with that.
There you go. Right, there you go.
We'll get some more coming out, but yeah.
I'll read one more, and then I'll let each of you give your final words to Burn Nation. Okay. This one is my favorite one that I've read, and I've read not all of them, but only maybe 15. When I say this gym has changed my life, I sincerely mean it. Before I had kids, I was an average gym goer, would do 15-minute workouts on the treadmill, and then 20 minutes of weightlifting if I felt like it. I was upset I was never seeing any results. And then when I saw there was a burn opening near me, I was literally so excited to sign up. I had seen many people online rave about how different this was to a traditional gym, and they weren't wrong. At Burn, you can expect to get quality workouts in every single camp. While it's in a group setting, you're still getting personal training in the atmosphere. Carrie and her team of trainers are all uniquely is so in tune with you and your personal goals. Shout out to focus meetings. And went from being an intimidated gym goer to finally feeling confident to work out in front of other people. And not to mention this community that I built on the floating floor. Every single person is so friendly and so encouraging. And on top of all this, there's Child Watch included with your membership, so you never need to worry about finding time to work out because you can bring your kids right along with you if you please. And I can't thank the San Marcos staff enough for making this gym the most welcoming environment. And you guys comment back on all of those too and tell them how appreciative you are. And so as we continue forward and we continue building, you guys are multi-unit franchise partners. You have 3 more gyms that you're in development right now. This is just the beginning. It's year 1. You just wrapped up winter promo not too long ago. You're right around that 500 member mark. You got 3 more communities that you're going to be developing and building. And, there's so many more people right now that are at home who are disenfranchised, who aren't encouraged in the 4 walls of their home. And we always like to say encouragement is free at Burn Boot Camp. High fives are free here. There's no need to earn the respect. You just get it when you walk into these doors. And, you have an opportunity to do that for not only the one person who is listening to this right now, who's in your community, who hasn't come in yet, who isn't getting that encouragement. I promise you there's somebody listening to this right now. But then also communities. Carlsbad is one, for example, 3 more that you're coming to. And as you're taking all this in, as you're stewarding this life-changing business for people, what excites you about the future? What scares you about the future? What is your mindset around the future? Because today is today, and we're going to be present, and we're going to be here on the podcast. But tomorrow's coming, and we need to anticipate and be prepared for that. So, what's your outlook on the future, and what do you hope to bring to San Diego County?
Definitely a learning experience, right? Like I said, it's different than corporate America. Cheryl and I, again, we are multi-unit. The way we kind of got into the multi-unit, we were looking at 2 properties. Well, we were a single franchise. We were looking in this area, and we happened to come across 2 locations that seemed like they would be a quick flip. And we thought, hey, why don't we leverage our marketing dollars? And thank God that didn't happen, because that would have been way too much work trying to open 2 at the same time. I don't know what you guys were thinking, allowing us to do that, but
we knew we were going to do 1 at a time. Now you can do 2. Now that you've done 1, I believe that you can do 2 easily.
Simultaneous, though.
Yeah.
It was like
Off the bat, that's probably not the best strategy.
Yeah. So, like I said, this has been a year of learning, right? The whole system, what works, what doesn't work, how to build a team, and we're anxious for the next 3. Obviously, there's the frustrations of real estate and working through all of all of that. But we're so anxious to get to that, lease signing, because after the lease signing, it's basically in our control. There's so much that I feel like, and I think everybody knows this, focus on the things you can control and don't get upset about those you can't. And so we're anxious for that to happen, so we can kind of control our destiny. Again, I'll just go back. I do feel that we're contributing value to the community, right? You will see it. You see it in the reviews. You walk in, you see the gym. So it's just, I just feel like we're in the right spot. A lot of hard work, but feel good about the progress we've made.
Sure.
For the longest time, I came in incognito. Nobody knew I was the franchise partner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they started calling me out. Like Leah would okay, boss, or she'd start calling me out in the camps, and now I try to lay low. But and when she says, "Are you modifying for what did she say? Injury?" I said, "Did she say 63, or did she say because of injury?" But if she has my name that day, there's no giving. She'll go at me. But I think I was not purposely incognito. I was just learning to know the members, and I'm not that great with names. But as I am here more and more, I'm learning to know their names, and I think that they look forward to working out with the franchise partner, and they see what I'm doing, and I've had people say, "Oh, someone said I could be your sister, but you're my goal," that kind of thing, and it's just been, very pleasing to see that people are happy that I'm there, and I try to be here as much as I can to be there for them, and see their success and their friendships all growing with each other. And
So much more of that on the way.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Allie.
I've never worked out with a franchisee owner as much as I do her. And I think it's really, really cool. By the way, she's super strong. She pushes the whole time. Her and Lauren do not take breaks. Like, it's just all in. They're high-fiving. And I think that's super admirable, right? She could just kind of be incognito. She did a lot of burn on demand. I know that. That's how she got 250. But I think right here it says, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So many people don't take a chance on their dreams. So many people stay in a comfort zone, which is not comfortable at all, because you never get to the place where you want to be. I always talk about our big, hairy, audacious goals. My husband's like, I hate how you say hairy goals. I'm like, well, it's a BHAG. And what is your BHAG? Like, that's so rad that they decided, I'm going to invest in people. I'm going to invest in a community. I'm going to change. San Marcos is an up and growing place. We got college kids all over here. There's got new development left, right, and center. We bought here specifically because it's going to be the next best thing in San Diego. They get to be the first. They get to be the pioneers and the world changers of bringing in people and bringing health to, so many people, especially moms. I'm really passionate about the mom game. These kids are watching their moms break a sweat. They're in the parking lot talking for hours after these camps. I'm like, get out of your parking space, girlies.
I feel like I need to set up a table or something. Yes.
We do need a better lobby design, I feel like, to facilitate the community so ladies don't have to stand outside.
I know, it's a trip though, but I'm thinking, what does this community look like when they're driving by post-camp, when all these mommies and babies are all having, their atta-girl moments after camp? That's amazing. I love when the mommies go take a break and they shower because they're military spouses and they haven't had a shower without a kid pulling on their legs because their husbands are deployed. They serve such a powerful community here, and I just think it's so amazing that they get to be such a gift.
Yeah, that is such a great thing that you guys all have, and it's just really inspiring to see your dynamic all together here working. And I know that you guys are just getting started, obviously, in time. But I mean, look out, Burn Nation, because our top gyms have 850, 900 members, and you guys are.
We can fit them here.
You got the space, you got the energy, you got the leadership, you got the training product, you got your secret weapon over here. We got the whole 9 yards. Burn Nation, I know, has really enjoyed this session, this podcast with you guys. And if you have any questions for these guys, you can hit them up where? Where's the best place? Obviously, Burn Bootcamp San Marcos. You can DM that Instagram. Allie, where's the best place to connect with you at if they would like to?
I'm Forrest Glory CEO, or just Allie Spitzbergen.
Perfect. Awesome. That sounds really good. And I appreciate all of your time today, spending some time with us on the podcast. Burn Nation, if you want to binge watch like you always do, I know you know as well as I do, your inputs equal your outputs. All right. Be careful to what you watch on the internet. So here's another Burn Bootcamp podcast right here. Go ahead and click that one. Until next time, 2 claps on 2, everybody. 1, 2. Keep moving, friends.
So good. See? You didn't even need me.